Look, a huge game. I mean, Jeff, we know that Kentucky's shorthanded. No Jackson Robinson. No Lamont Butler. Obviously, still without Kirk Risa. But Texas had to win this basketball game at home because they're 4-8 in the SEC. And Trey Johnson and Tremont Mark combined for 58 points. It's a pivotal win for Rodney Terry.
Yeah, I mean, he had to have it. He's fighting for his job. Obviously, they're going to get in the tournament. They're right on the bubble right now. You're playing, a team at home without their top three options at the point guard spot. You better win that game. For Kentucky, I'm worried. I'm worried because this is now, an ongoing issue with Lamont Butler and his shoulder injury. Tough as hell. But again, at what point do you just say, hey, you know what? We got to shut him down for 2 weeks. I think you do that right now. I think you shut him down for 2 weeks and you bring him back maybe at the start of March, get him a week or so, get him 3 or 4 games before SEC tournament, and you get him as healthy as you can. Because ultimately, listen, you're already good right now in terms of, you probably, a 4 seed today, and you're probably going to fall off that 4 line. At the end of the day, you're probably looking at 5, 6 seed if you're Kentucky. And what's been the issue over the last few years? It's obviously the early exits in the NCAA tournament. So even though you've had a spectacular season, you got to try to play for March. You got to try to play for the NCAA tournament. And without Lamont Butler, you're dead man walking. You can't. You're not advancing. You're not going anywhere. So get him as healthy as you can.
Yeah, the biggest thing with Kentucky in this game was, I mean, down the stretch, they got beat up on the glass a little bit. There were probably 3 or 4 possessions where Texas got like 3 looks at it in and around the basket because they were more aggressive going to get the rebound and going to get those offensive rebounds. Kentucky couldn't do anything with Trey Johnson. He had 32, like you can see there on the graphic. And none of that stuff is surprising. We know the issues that Kentucky has with the glass. We know the issues that they have getting stops and ending possessions. They are better now metrically on the defensive end than they've looked at different times this season. But they're never going to be a team that wins with their defense. That's just not who they are. They're a team that is going to put up 95, 100 points that you are going to have a nightmare trying to figure out how to stop. And when you don't have Lamont Butler and you don't have Jackson Robinson, who is your starting backcourt, more or less, your best shooter, your best point guard, and you are trying to find ways to be able to run offense at the end, so much of what they were doing was like, all right, we're going to let Amari Williams be our playmaker, and he's good when that's an option that you have, not what you are relying on, right? When you have Kobe Bryant, like even against Tennessee, they won that game because Kobe Bryant hit a couple of ridiculous step backs. But if you are relying on Kobe Bryant making a couple of ridiculous step backs to win games over and over and over again, that's a tough way to be able to make a living, man. And credit to Texas for getting this win. But we buried the lead with this entire story, guys. This line closed at Texas -4.5 at BetMGM. Otega Owe hit a runner from 38 feet to cut the lead to 82 to 78 at the buzzer. Kentucky covered. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Kentucky to the Final Four.
And I texted Stanford Steve, and he said, yep, Monday A block. So bad beats there. We'll be heading down to Austin. To which he then texted me just one word: Akron. They won, but I don't know what happened in the game. They only won by 3. So just know, Zips, we think you're having a great year. But
check it out.
And by the way, Jeff, I mean, quick, very, very quick stop in the MAC.